Hail Caesar is the new Coen Brothers film that stars George Clooney, Josh Brolin, Scarlett Johansson, Jonah Hill, Channing Tatum, Tilda Swinton, Frances McDormand, Ralph Fiennes, Alden Ehrenreich. Huge cast, and what this movie's about is Eddie Mannix, played by Josh Brolin, is the fix-it man in this old-style Hollywood setting where basically if a problem goes wrong on set or something like that, he has to fix it. But one of his problems involves Bayard Whitlock, played by George Clooney, being kidnapped by a group called the Fulcher, and George Clooney is supposed to be filming this movie, Hail Caesar, and now that's being delayed because of his kidnapping, and Eddie Mannix needs to find out how to get him back. But they also show some other stuff involving the other cast of this movie. And I was actually really excited for this movie. I haven't seen a lot of Coen Brothers movies. I've only seen Bridge of Spies because they wrote it, and the True Grit remake, and I thought that was a really good movie. And the trailers for Hail Caesar looked very, very funny. It looked like a very good movie, and walking out of this movie, I thought it was very fun. I thought it was a really fun movie to watch, though it does have a couple problems. However, I really, really like the Coen Brothers' sense of humor in this movie. Like, what they do at some parts is really funny. And a lot of their tributes to old classic Hollywood, especially like the cinematography looking exactly like a 50s movie or something like that. Props to Roger Deakins for being the cinematographer for Hail Caesar. Very good. Like, this movie just screams the 50s. Also, the acting is really good in this movie, especially Josh Brolin. He was super good in this movie. I liked him a lot. George Clooney, he plays more of the dumb guy than normal. Like, sometimes he's the hip swinger kind of guy, but then in Tomorrowland, he's the actual grumpy old man, and now in Hail Caesar, he's actually a little dumb, which is very interesting to see him play. And also, Alden Ehrenreich, he was very surprising. I had no idea who this guy was, and I still haven't looked up if he has done more stuff on IMDb. I should probably do that now. I'm too lazy. But this guy was super good. I especially loved his camaraderie with Ralph Fiennes when Ralph Fiennes gets him in this super dramatic movie, even though Alden Ehrenreich's character has previously just been in dumb cowboy movies, and now he has to actually act, and there's a hilarious scene. It's in one of the trailers where Ralph Fiennes is repeating the line he's supposed to be saying, and Alden Ehrenreich says it, but then Ralph Fiennes says it again. It's hilarious. Tilda Swinton is in this movie. She plays twin characters, which I didn't know she was actually doing, which was pretty cool. She wasn't in the movie a whole lot, which a lot of people walking away from this movie might have an issue with, is that some of the stars that they've been promoting a lot, that, hey, these guys, they're in this movie, it turns out that they're not in it a whole lot. I can see some people leaving the movie disappointed because of it, but I wouldn't say it's the Coen Brothers' fault for it. I'd say it's the marketing for kind of making it seem like they were important parts of the movie. For example, two kind of wasted people. Frances McDormand plays like this editor for one scene, and she was pretty funny in the scene. Like, all of the scenes in this movie I thought were entertaining and hilarious, and all the actors were good. And Frances McDormand is good in the scene, but then it ends and she's never to be seen again, which is fine. It'd be like a cameo, but you've seen her in the trailer. She's doing this with her scarf. So I can expect some audience members walking out of this movie disappointed because they expected a larger presence from these people, especially Jonah Hill, whose name is higher than Channing Tatum's on the poster. And Channing Tatum has a brief role, but he's in the movie more than Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill says 5 things, 5 short things. He's in one scene. And it was fine. For me, I wasn't bothered by it because I just saw it as a cameo. I was a little upset that the trailer gave away what he was doing now that I've actually seen the movie, but I can still enjoy the movie. And Channing Tatum, even though he's in a movie briefly, he's pretty cool. Like, his opening scene is him singing and tap dancing in a sailor's outfit with a bunch of other sailors, and it was great. I really liked that scene. That was hysterical to me. And Scarlett Johansson, once again, briefly in the movie. For what she had to do, I thought she was fine in it. She did an accent, which at first I was like, oh, please don't be annoying, but it was fine. And the really funny humor that the Coen Brothers added to Hail Caesar, the great performances, and just the cinematography as well. All those things added a lot to my enjoyment for Hail Caesar. However, there are a couple flaws. One of the problems for me was the flow of events of this movie. Now, I like the scenes in this movie. As I said, I was entertained by a lot of it. However, whenever they cut away from George Clooney's plot to this other thing that involves Eddie Mannix's life, and then cut back to Clooney real quick, now go back to Mannix, and then back to Clooney, back to Mannix, back to Clooney, back to Mannix. It was a little distracting at some part, because a couple times they're like, alright, we're back to Clooney. I was like, oh, okay, we're back to Mannix. Alright. Cool. It honestly just really messed up with the pacing of this movie, and it did make some parts feel jumbled. And also, the ending of this movie, very abrupt. Like, holy crap, the ending to this movie just kind of happens. I was honestly expecting a little bit more movie, but it just kind of ended. Like, what? But those are my only two flaws. Like, yeah, those are my only two flaws with Hail Caesar. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I thought it was really, really entertaining. And if you're a fan of the Coen Brothers, if you really, really love old classic filmmaking and stuff like that, this movie is for you, I think. However, if you're not such a fan of the Coen Brothers, or maybe you're not that invested with old school Hollywood, maybe you should stay away from Hail Caesar. This movie's not going to be for everyone. However, for me, I'm going to give Hail Caesar a B+. I was very entertained by it. Hopefully, if you guys go see it, you are too. But if you saw Hail Caesar, leave in the comments below what you thought of it. And the Super Bowl is this Sunday, and I'm probably not gonna pay attention to the actual game as per usual. However, I will be watching the new trailers that come out, and I will make a video talking about the Super Bowl trailers for all the movies being featured. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.